I hope you like new books as much as I do, because that is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I will be going over all the fantasy book releases in June that I am excited for. Most of these are fantasy. I believe there's one historical fiction in here. And I'm also going to be talking about book releases for May 30th, because I recently found out about a book that is coming out on May 30th, and I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, so I wanted to include it in this video as well. I will be reading part of the synopsis, not the entire thing, but I will be including all the titles in the description so you can look at that and find out more about these books if you want to. First, let's go over the May 30th releases. The first book I will talk about is Inkblood Sister Scribe. This is a book that I haven't really heard anyone talk about, and it sounds so interesting. It basically has magical library vibes, and I am here for it. In this spellbinding debut novel, two estranged half-sisters tasked with guarding their family's library of magical books must work together to unravel a deadly secret at the heart of their collection. A tale of family loyalty, betrayal, and the pursuit of magic and power. The next May 30th release I am excited about is Deepest Sky, Red as Sea. Honestly, I'm excited about this because it sounds similar to Elmina Al-Sarafi, which I recently read and absolutely adored, and I am here for more pirate fantasy. A riveting, roaring adventure novel about a legendary Chinese pirate queen, her fight to save her fleet from the forces allied against them, and the dangerous price of power. And with our final May 30th release, I am excited for Witch King by Martha Wells. I've not read anything by Martha Wells, but I keep hearing so many amazing things about her books, and I'm excited to read all of them, but I'm especially excited for this one. After being murdered, his consciousness dormant and unaware of the passing of time while confined in an elaborate water trap, Kai wakes to find a lesser mage attempting to harness Kai's magic to his own advantage. That was never going to go well. Moving on to June 6 releases, I am really excited for The Library of Broken Worlds. I actually don't know anything about this author, but the title, the cover, and the description all pulled me in, and I'm excited to read this one. A girl matches wits with a war god in this kaleidoscopic, epic tale of oppression and the cost of peace, where stories hide within other stories and narratives has the power to heal or to burn everything in its path. In the winding underground tunnels of the library, the great celestial peacekeeper of the three systems, a terrible secret lies buried. The next June 6th release is the only historical fiction book I have on this list, but I like dabbling in historical fiction as well as fantasy, so I am really excited for this one. In the Ming Dynasty, Tan Yu Xian becomes one of the only female physicians. This novel is based on the incredible true story of a woman who broke free from traditions with the power of friendship and determination. A Spark in the Cinders is the final book on this list that is released in June 6th, and it is a YA Cinderella retelling, and I like a good fantasy retelling. This fairy tale reimagining is about a kingdom on the brink of ruin and one wicked stepsister's journey from side character to heroine of her own quest. Moving on to June 20th releases, I am really excited for the Book of Gems. I only recently discovered this series, and it is a series of novellas, so they're very short books. This is the third book, and I can probably read all of them because they're very short pretty quickly, and I'm excited to dive into the series. The final installment in Fran Wilde's Gem Universe series explores what happens when truth is ground into myth by the pestle of time, and how some truths are too powerful to ever be shattered. Our next June 20th release is And Break the Pretty Kings, which is quite the title, and it also has a gorgeous cover to go with it. This is a YA historical fantasy that I'm excited about. A crown princess, a monster the gods fear, a destiny no one can outrun. Inspired by Korean history and myths, the first book in the Sacred Bones series is a rich and evocative high-stakes fantasy. Moving on to June 27th, I am really excited for Gods of the Wyrdwood. I don't know if I'm saying that title correctly, but pretty much anything R.J. Barker puts out sounds interesting, and I really need to read these books already. In a world locked in an eternal winter and haunted by prophecy, a young boy trains for years to become the chosen one, only for another to rise and claim his place. And the last book on this list, coming out June 27th, is Sing Me to Sleep. I realize that I've been noting every book that's YA fantasy. I'm probably gonna put in the video the ones that are adult fantasy because most of these were, at least half of them were. This is another YA fantasy book that I'm excited to check out. In this dark and seductive YA fantasy debut, a siren must choose between protecting her family and following her heart in a prejudiced kingdom where her existence is illegal. Those are all the books that I know about that are coming out in June that I am super excited to read. Let me know if I missed anything, if there's any books coming out that you're excited to read, and if any of these books also will make your TBR. I hope to see you in another video. Happy reading!